Hello, my name's Kit. Today we're reviewing a book called The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work by John Gottman and Nan Silva. I don't know about you guys, but my husband and I often get asked for marriage and dating advice. At the moment, this is what we say. We say, have you had a fight and have you been able to resolve that fight well? Because we think that's a good sign of a healthy relationship. This is not exactly what the book says, but I think it's in line with what the book says, and it's probably a little bit more nuanced. But let's get started. Now, it's a pretty dense book, so it's about a little bit over 300 pages, but there's lots of like surveys and questions, and it's quite a dense book. And on audio book, it's about 7 hours. So I can only summarize some key things here. So, what is the book in a few sentences? I think what the book really helps is that it creates a vision of what a healthy marriage looks like. So it gives you concrete examples, excerpts from conversation between different couples in the midst of fighting, in the midst of conversation. It shows concretely how people resolve conflicts. So things like soft startup and repair attempts that the book kind of often talks about. It shows that couples are all different. But it gives you like a concrete picture. Even like people say, you got to work on your marriage. So things like we kind of think about dates and spending quality time together. But it's not just that. It kind of gives you a bigger, more detailed concrete picture. Like things like working on your marriage could look like getting to know the other person's dreams. As in, what do they aspire to? What are the future aspirations? I think that has been really helpful. Fundamentally, I think the book would say that a healthy marriage is a healthy friendship, and that's the principle of it. And I think the book is actually helpful not just for married couples, but people who are dating. And I think there are actually transferable skills from a healthy marriage, which is meant to be a healthy friendship, across to other relationships like family and friendships. Because some of those conflict resolution things are still relevant. So what did I learn from the book? What was like the best thing that I found? Well, I had this aha moment. It talks about marriage and then how active communication and conflict resolution isn't actually the solution for poor marriages or unhealthy marriages. Those two things actually doesn't like solve it. What is key is how is your relationship in moments when you're not fighting? What is your relationship like? So my marriage is going well and it's fine, but actually I applied that in other relationships in my life. I realized that some of the other relationships outside of marriage in my life that there was issues, and I thought, okay, try to do active, clear communication. I'll try to get better at conflict resolution, and it wasn't actually solving those relationships. And I realized, just like the marriage, is because in the moments when we're not fighting, the quality of the relationship is really bad. That we just didn't enjoy each other. There was no friendship. There was no foundation of friendship. And that was the issue. And I was like, now I understand why this relationship is so hard. So yeah, that was something that I've learned from the book, and I was just transferred to other relationships. Another takeaway point, which is really key in the book, if you don't read it, this is something to really, really know, is that there are 4 horsemen of negativity. The book talks about these 4 things that really, in the midst of fighting or issues in relationship, can even make it worse. So, contempt, defensiveness, stonewalling, and criticism. So I guess, take notice in your conversation with another person whether these are the 4 things that come up, and therefore like makes the conversation even harder. I highly recommend this book, so go and check it out. I'll put some links down below. If you actually are not a reader, then let me recommend the newsletter. So I've also subscribed to the Gottman newsletter, which kind of have little tidbits that they send out weekly. So that is a little kind of summary or little kind of bits that you can learn each week. Anyway, go check it out. See you next time. Bye! The book called 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work. can have a fight and resolve it well, then that's a good sign that you know, your relationship is heading towards marriage, and that it could be